His plan would also make changes to large capacity magazines, and it would change the definition of manufacturing. The bill has been referred to the Delayed Bills Committee.
Governor Bill Lee has signed a bill that bans the social media app TikTok from public college campuses' Wi-Fi. The bill prohibits access to apps and platforms that are originated or hosted from China. Now, this means students, faculty, staff, and anyone who connects to a university's public Wi-Fi will not be able to use TikTok. However, this does not block access through someone's personal network connection. A pregnant woman was shot 8 times, and police say it was because she was shoplifting cosmetics and various items from a Walgreens.
The woman and her newborn baby now in the hospital. The store employee who shot them claiming self-defense, saying the alleged thieves maced him, so he fired shots because he was in fear. So what are the chances a case like this could hold up in court? News Channel 5's Kelsey Gibbs has some answers.
We're starting off with an employee who left the inside of a business to go after someone who committed allegedly a shoplifting offense, which could very well have been a misdemeanor. It would have to be over $1,000, before it would become a felony.
News Channel 5 legal analyst Nick Leonardo says it will be up to a grand jury to prove if a Walgreens store employee was within the law when he shot a pregnant shoplifter.
Basically, it has to be a reasonable belief that this force that was needed to protect you from serious bodily injury or death.
The investigation right now shows that Walgreens employee Myterius Boyd was notified that Travashe Ferguson, who was 7 months pregnant, and another woman were taking cosmetics and various items from the store and left without paying. Boyd told police he followed them to their car and began recording them with his cell phone when the woman began placing the items into the trunk. He said one of the women pulled a can of mace and began spraying it at him. Boyd told police he pulled out his gun and started shooting out of fear, claiming self-defense.
In this particular case, if you were being maced, to pull out a firearm and to shoot someone 8 times, I mean, some could view that as excessive force and too much force or more force than was needed to dispel the threat.
Ferguson's family says she was shot 4 times in the stomach and twice in each leg. An emergency C-section was performed, and the baby was not hit by gunfire but is in the NICU, weighing just 2 pounds.
On its face, it doesn't appear that it was the justifiable use of deadly force. Again, but this investigation is still ongoing, and so they'll have to determine, the district attorney will determine, is that a reasonable use of deadly force? And if all we have is someone who is using mace, that can be problematic.
In Nashville, Kelsey Gibbs, News Channel 5.
All right, Kelsey, thank you. Police say the other woman involved dropped Ferguson at the hospital and took off, and they still haven't found her.
One person is dead after a crash in Nashville. Police tell us it happened around 5:30 yesterday evening on Sulphur Creek Road at Tasshyde Road. 49-year-old Theron Lacey was riding his motorcycle when he didn't properly take a curve, causing him to hit a metal guardrail. He and his 12-year-old son were thrown from the motorcycle. He was transported to Vanderbilt Medical Center where he died. His son was also brought to the hospital but is expected to live. Law enforcement says speeding is getting out of control. People reaching triple digits on the roadways are putting lives at risk. Also, studies show the faster the driver is going, the less likely they'll be able to get down to a survivable rate. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell tells us what law enforcement agencies and lawmakers are doing to save lives.
East Nashville is pretty chaotic.
A lot of people are like Brent Robinson. They know when you get behind the wheel of a car, expect the unexpected.
Running red lights a little late, just swerving around people at random times.
Toss in speed, and it can be a recipe for disaster.
The faster that you're going, the more time it's going to take to react to something, which is very, very dangerous when you're going 75, 80 miles per hour.
Traffic fatalities are already on the rise here in the Volunteer State, and the numbers aren't looking good. In fact, we're already ahead this time compared to last year.
Speed has become a contributing factor to numerous crashes involving fatalities and serious injury crashes.
To help with the rising problem, law enforcement agencies across the state will be participating in the campaign Slow Down Tennessee.
We have instructed our troopers to be hyper-vigilant while on duty patrolling for people that are driving unsafe and exceeding the speed limit.
For the next 2 weeks, they'll be trying to reduce speeding-related crashes, injuries, and fatalities, and take time to remind drivers of the Move Over law, which requires drivers to get over or slow down for emergency vehicles. A new bill currently in talks would double the cost of the fines and would require drivers to move over for anyone who is pulled over with their hazard lights on.
Until you get on the side of the interstate or the highway and there's nothing to protect you from oncoming traffic, if you're out there changing a tire or something, it makes you think twice about people speeding past you and not slowing down or at least getting over.
Williamson County Sheriff Dusty Rhodes says it boils down to not paying attention behind the wheel. Now, the bill still has a few more steps to go before becoming law, and Robinson thinks it's a good idea.
We should definitely stay away from them too, keep everybody safe.
Reporting for News Channel 5, I'm Aaron Cantrell.
Thanks, Aaron. The new bill passed the Senate and it will move on to the next committee to be voted on. If you'd like to get a Slow Down Tennessee yard sign, we have details on newschannel5.com.